What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? It's Tuesday. Hey, did you know it's Tuesday? All right. So today, I don't know why one of my things isn't working here. Anyways, whatever. You guys can't see all that. So welcome. Hope your guys' Tuesday is doing good. Hope everything's going well. After Monday, I'm usually pretty good. I'm like a weirdo as far as like I always say it's almost Friday. That's my little thing at work, is that it's almost Friday. I probably get on some people's nerves saying that, but that's my thing. I look forward to Friday, so I just pretend it's almost Friday every day. And that's how I go about it. So, welcome again. As always, I'm Jay. I'm ready to throw away your feelings, open your minds, and question your beliefs. What else is there to do besides question your beliefs? It's so boring to just never question your beliefs. I don't know why people don't do that. Right? Like, that's a boring ass life if you think you know everything. That's so boring. You should always be questioning these things. Always question what you think you know. Always be looking for something new. Make sure whatever you believe in withstands the test. You should always be testing these things. So today we have about an hour because I got a video that you guys are gonna love tomorrow. I need to go react to this video because I saw it on my way home. I was actually working on another video, and then I saw this video, and I was like, I gotta do it. So I'm scratching what I was working on before, and gonna work on this new video, which means I'm excited, and I want to get it done and ready for tomorrow. So we're here for. You guys are gonna have to give me some really good conversations to keep me here more than an hour. Let me just say that. If y'all come with the BS, if y'all come with nothing strong, then I'm about to go work on a video. So it is up to you to come at me with something that interests me more than making this video. So that's why I made the title today, right? If you think you can prove God, you're gonna have 2 minutes. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes. I'm gonna be tough today, by the way. Like usually, like here, my structure is usually you're not super nice, but you're nice enough to allow like a friendship to grow. And then once a friendship grows, you should be a little more honest with each other. That's what a friendship is, right? So you don't just jump on people the very first time you talk to them. You kind of get to know them and you see what they're thinking, where they're at, what they're having some issues with, or whatever the case is. And you guys both should be doing that with each other. So that's how I try to do my conversations, is to where it's like if it's our first time talking, and if you have to say something so ridiculous for me to treat you differently than that. Like you have to say some really horrible stuff. But if it's just us first time talking, we're probably gonna kind of chill. I'm gonna listen to you a little bit. I'll say where I disagree. Our second time talking, it's gonna be a little bit more, right? And then by the third time we're talking, I'm gonna be coming at you because I want you to be coming at me too, right? So that's kind of how I work. So I'm not the type of person that does this to just talk to somebody one time and then try to make them look like an idiot. I want to have long-lasting conversations because I think there's a lot to learn. So that is why I do stuff the way I do it. Because if you're and like I said, this isn't to talk shit about anybody on how they do their thing. I'm just telling you how I do my thing. I do this because I want to talk to people, right? I want to understand why people believe what they believe and not to shit on people. Like this isn't a place where it's going to be where I'm just making fun of people at all, because I've seen, I don't know, I've seen too much. I've seen too many struggles that people have to sit there and really just dog the shit out of somebody because they have some belief that I think is false. I will be tough on you, but I'm never never talk shit in that way. Like, I'm not gonna call anybody stupid or anything like that. All right, so what am I looking for? Oh, I'm looking for the link. So everybody knows if you have the Discord, you can go to the Discord link. I don't see anybody waiting, but I'll post the Ninja link. So for anybody that wants to join, I don't know what I just clicked. All right. I don't know what's up with this. Guess I'll use this. And welcome everybody. I'll get to. Oh wait, I can't pin. Oh, there we go. I'll get to saying hello to everybody. Usually I go down the list and say hello, but usually my chat is over here, and for some reason OBS is tripping, and it doesn't want to have my chat up here, so I got to go to another place to get my chat. Let's see. All right, who we got in the chat today? Let me scroll up. Say hello to everybody. Karoku, what's up? Larry Wilson, what's up? Heretic Annihilator, what's up? We got Troy Jackson, what's up, brother? Let's see. We got Buck in the house. What's up, Buck? What's up? You guys are already getting at it. I see. Got Larry. Did I say Larry? I don't know. If I didn't, Larry, what's up? How you doing? Who we got? Who else? Say something in chat if I missed you. You can call me out, by the way. I'm okay with being calling out. All right, cool. I think I said hello to everybody. Welcome, everybody. I do think you should acknowledge people instead. That's like one of my. I don't have a lot of rules, but I do have a rule. Like, I even like this at work, where I'm the type of person. If you come up to me and it's the first time us talking in the day, and you don't say like a hello or good afternoon or good morning, I can't stand it. Like, we are human beings, guys. Like, real talk, we're human beings, and just recognize everybody as that before we start getting into debates. And yeah, thank you everybody. We're almost at 5K subscribers, which is awesome. And that's all thanks to you guys supporting and sharing the channel. Obviously, people are at least enjoying a little bit, right? We got some people enjoying a little bit of what I do. So I definitely appreciate that. Got the Patreon going. That's obviously no pressure on that. That's just people. I put those names at the beginning of the stream. The people that are supporting through Patreon, I definitely appreciate you guys. If you want to see those names, here we go. If there's some new ones, I apologize. I haven't looked or haven't got the notification. But you know, Composer Everett and Carl Pilcher, appreciate it. You guys don't forget to click your buttons, all that stuff. Why does it say my mic disconnected? It's not true. All right, let me see what mic I'm got going. Yeah, strangely, my other mic keeps muting. But yeah, lines open for anybody that wants to come chat. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Like I said, I'm going to ask you one question when you join, and then I'm going to give you 2 minutes. That's a long time. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to prove God to me, or whatever God prove whatever God. That's a lot, guys. If you think you can come prove God in 2 minutes, here's your chance. And like I said, don't wait too long, because I'm too excited to make this other video. So you guys got me. I'm not going to say an hour, because it takes a while for people to gain the courage. You guys got me until like an hour and 30. That'll be like 5:30 for me. So you guys got me for that long. Other than that, I'm going to go kick the shit and talk to myself in video. So Yeah, I see people talking about the Trinity. Come talk about it up here. Don't be scared, man. Don't be scared. Here's how I see it, man. When I really was the exact same person you guys see here when I was a believer, I was going at it, man. Like, I would debate people, argue with people, because my take is this. If you really, I don't know, if you really know God exists, I don't know, like, if you really, I was just so excited to share that with people. And I never get why people don't want to share it and talk about it and prove it. Now, there's I'm sorry, not two. There is a path that you take. First, you're super excited because you done found out that the Bible is true according to you, right? Jesus exists. You have this savior that's saving you, right? And all that's exciting. So you go through that phase of excitement, right? It's very exciting. And then you go to the next stage, which is more of like, oh, let's see what this character says. Let's see what God's about. Let's see that. And then you should start, you should keep moving, right? You shouldn't just get stuck at all because you still should be wanting to learn more and learn more, right? So that was my progression. But at every stage, I definitely was still wanting to go share what I learned with people. And I was always ready to defend my belief, right? Always. And atheists don't want proof. Nope, that's not true. And if you're a believer, Nate, I was opposite of you. I was totally opposite of you. That's not true at all. There's like an atheist, uh, like everybody wants to know if there's a God. to say that is just weird, man. Like I want to know if there's a God. I just don't believe it anymore. That's it. Like nothing's changed. I still would want to know. Just because I don't believe it anymore does not mean I don't want to know. That is like the weirdest statement. Yeah, that's just weird. To say that, I don't know why you would say that. I wouldn't mind talking to you though, so if you want to come join, you can come talk, but that doesn't, I don't know. I've never talked to somebody that said I don't want to know if a God exists or not. Never. I don't know who you're talking to, but I've never talked to somebody that said, no, bro, I don't even want to know. What? What are we talking about here? I don't know who you're talking to, man. And like it's funny how people talk about science too. Science would be the first people to want to know if there's a God. And matter of fact, they're the people searching the hardest for these things, right? Like like a person that just like follows the Bible, you're not even searching for anything anymore. Like you just believe it, you don't care anymore, you don't search anymore, you don't look for anything because you just feel like you have the answer. So to you, I would say, actually, are you open to there not being a God? Is your heart hardened like Pharaoh? Right? So have you asked yourself that? Is your heart hardened to where you don't even um you can't even take the evidence that there is no God or that your God is wrong? Right? Let's talk about that. If you found out God isn't real, what would you do? How about that? How about you answer my question? If you found out God isn't real, what's up? Hey, Dade Murphy, what up, man? What up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about when you're saying atheists don't want to know if there's a God or not. That's weird. I would like if you know if like hey if there's some atheists that want to hop in and say that or I don't know. Wait, did I get asked a question? You said, "Are you going to answer my question?" Hold up. How are Christians picking and choosing from the Bible? Is that the question? Is that for me? Yeah, there is no yes. Okay. Nate, that is not the same thing as not wanting to know God exists. That's not the same thing. Could you possibly find out about a person that they're real and not like them? That has nothing to do with it. If I found out, I don't know, like just think of any character. If I found out Voldemort was real, does that mean I'm supposed to like him? That's a weird statement. You got to read your statements first, man. You guys got to read what you type. Like that's like what does that have to do with anything? The fact that somebody doesn't like God is irrelevant from wanting to know if God is real. You could find out God is real and God just be shitty. Could you admit that God could be bad? I bet you can't. I bet you're not as open. I bet you're not as open as you're requesting the atheist to be. Are you open to admit that God could be evil or that God doesn't exist? Let's see if how honest you are. Since you're requiring so much honesty, let's see how honest you are. I find that a lot of believers, I'm not even going to say Christians, like literally believers, require people to behave as they don't want to behave or unwilling to behave. So a believer will tell an atheist to be open, yet the believer is never open, right? So it's just, I don't know, man. I don't think that's honest. And I'm giving you the chance to prove me wrong. Hey, thanks for the sub, Eric. Eric Ramon. Thank you. Okay, so come on stage and let's discuss the evidence that you have for God and the evidence I have against God. Let's go. Since you're saying you're being honest, cool. Come on stage. Let's go. Oh wait, did my comment not pin? I thought I pinned my comment. Yeah, there it is. Come on stage. Let's talk. Like I said, I'm giving people 2 minutes of uninterrupted. That's a long time, by the way. I might regret saying that, but I'm going to hit a timer. I'm going to ask you one thing. I'm sorry, I'm going to have you introduce yourself, and then I'm giving 2 minutes for you to give me all the proof that God exists. And I'm not going to interrupt. I'm going to take notes. And hey, chat, you're going to have to deal with it. Because I've been in a lot of other chats with these things. Chat be tripping sometimes, man. Like, chat be like, get him off the stage. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me not talk too much shit about other shit. So let me shut up. I don't know. I just wish people behave differently. I don't like the mob mentality. That's not my thing. I've never liked mobs. So I don't like that. But yeah, come on stage, man. Show me. Like I said, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Give you 2 minutes to share the evidence of God. And then I'm going to get 2 minutes to counter that. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Somebody asked what video I'm excited about. I can't tell you the video. Come on, just be ready to click it tomorrow. I'm going to have it ready for tomorrow morning, by the way. So don't be scared. Or don't be scared, sorry. Just be patient. I'm gonna have it. I'll probably start something soon. Oh guys, also we're trying to get our TikTok up. I don't even have my TikTok here, but if you haven't followed my TikTok, I forgot how many followers I need before I can go live on TikTok. Let me get the link. Anybody that wants me to have more people that might call in, it looks like we're going to need TikTok. So we need to, let me see if I can find it. I don't even know my own TikTok. This is how bad this is, by the way. It's how much I use it. Da, 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 da. TikTok, 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 TikTok. Hey, but I'm happy to hear that you said that if there's proof that God doesn't exist, you would believe it. I wish you would join because my question would be this. I think the default answer is that God doesn't exist. So I'm very curious how you came to the conclusion. That's the TikTok, guys. That's my other channel that I never use, by the way. That's TikTok. So you can go to there. I probably should have did it in my other. That's the channel that I'm gonna do for politics. Once I get my politics rolling, that's my other channel that I'll use for politics. Let's see. We'll give you guys some time. Everybody, I get it. You kind of gotta get the courage to step up to the stage. I get it. The craziest thing to me is finding out we got somebody that wants to step up. The crazy thing to me is finding out how unloving Jesus was. I think that was a very surprising thing to me. All right, anyways. Let's see. Hello. Who we have in here? Who is it? Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, my bad. Dang, why do I always have people blasting when they come in here? I got them all loud. All right, we got you here. Let me pop out the chat. Let's see, so everybody can see who we're talking to. How's it going today, man?
It's going good. It's going good. How you doing?
You know, I'm off of work, so I'm happy. It's kind of funny how that works.
You don't like working?
That's funny. All right. What should I call you, man? Have we spoken before? I can barely see the name. Say it one more time. You kind of cut out.
I'm Troy.
Oh, Troy. Oh, yeah. Of course we spoke. All right. All right. Let's do
I know
it,
you
Troy.
spoke to a couple different Troys, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And I told you I spoke to another Troy.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's do it. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to present your case.
I don't know if I'm gonna take the whole 2 minutes, but I'm just gonna speak on two things. So macro level, the complexity of the universe, and then our existence within that complexity. So complexity of the universe, we from our understanding, nature and the things in our universe is random. We haven't found anything that that orderly puts itself together. That's part one, and then part two is our existence itself is so precise that if things were different even slightly, whether we were a little bit further away from the sun or we were in a different like a different solar system, we just wouldn't be able to exist at all. There's other things as well. So that gives me proof of a God, and we can talk later about if it's a Christian God, and I think it's a Christian God, but that gives me proof of a God or a higher power or a creator.
You can keep going. I said 2 minutes.
That's my spiel.
All right. So first one was the complexity, right? Was that your first point?
Yeah, complexity. Yep.
So I would have agreed with you until I found an answer to how things in chaos can create order. And like, what do you mean by complexity, though? Maybe that's where we should start. Like, what is your definition of complexity?
Like just the fact that everything works in unison. There's a trillion different things in our universe alone, but it all somehow works in unison. Like it's super complex, but everything works together in unison. And I guess for on a big level like gravity, right? If you think about it just in the stance of planets, it makes sense. Holds the planets to the sun, but it also holds us to the earth, and it also holds water to the earth. It also holds our atmosphere to the earth.
Got it. Okay. So what's cool to me, I think all of this stuff is amazing too. I was just talking to my wife last night about
These
I
multiple
think I
different
I think
different things.
I think the reality of things are more amazing than us making up the answers to why. But anyways, I was like I said, I just stating that point to just show you like I think these things are amazing. I think that gravity is amazing, but how I see it is after looking into these things, it's kind of one of those things that if something happens, something else is happening, right?
Yep, yep.
Right. So that is that magical to you? Or does it just make sense? Like if I push something,
That's why
something
that's
else
why part
happens,
two
right?
that's why part two of what I said is the additional part of that. Like we exist, humans, and on a finite inside of the complexity, humans exist. And it's not like other humans exist or other life exists outside of where we're at.
Okay. So have you
I
ever
would
heard that have you
I
ever
would
heard this? And ever heard that we live in the universe that only we could live in because that's just the only way it could be. Like we couldn't live in any other universe. So you have like a winner's bias, right? We think we're special because we're here, but we could not be anywhere but here.
So my only issue with that is that turns into a circular argument, right?
Go ahead.
It only exists because it exists. That's circular. Like you would have to give me a better
Hold up, hold
explanation.
up. Are you sure? Before I'm going to give you a chance to take that back because I think you use it too. So I'm saying
No,
we only
no.
exist because we exist. That's true. So when we get to what you believe's going on, are you going to use that same thing that I just used?
We'll have to see because I don't think I'll use that same thing.
Cool. All right, cool. So let's keep going. As far as right now, I think we're in agreement. We did it. Right now, I think it's amazing.
You cut out shortly for a
Oh,
second. Can you say that last part again?
yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. I think it's amazing that this universe exists. I think it's amazing that so far we're the only ones that we know are here. Um, all that's amazing to me. I grant you that. That's awesome. That's amazing. Now, what was your next point?
The fact that everything aligns for our existence.
Okay, and that's where
Like
we kind of had a
if slightly wouldn't
yeah,
exist.
yeah, we kind of had a disagreement there because I also think the answer is there as far as um oh, think of it this way, right? Why like is it the reason fish are in the ocean is because they have gills and their water or sorry, in the water that you need gills to go live in the water and produce the oxygen from the water. So it's like
But
it makes sense that fish have gills.
here's the interesting thing about that. Like, yeah, they live in the water, but they still breathe oxygen, or they still use oxygen for life. So technically, they wouldn't have to live in the water. It's because of the gills, I guess, in a sense, they have to live in the water. 'Cause they're still using oxygen, just like people who don't live in or beings that don't live in the water use oxygen.
Right, but doesn't that make sense because we are all coming from the same things? So it makes sense that almost every single creature, or maybe it is every single creature. I'm not a biologist, so I'm not going to pretend to be. Um, but all the creatures that I know of, some type of oxygen and being able to breathe is a part of the system. So wouldn't it make sense that all creatures seem to do something like that? That makes sense.
That makes sense if there's a curator that's designing these things.
Well, wait, we didn't get to the creator yet, right? We're just going down the line. I thought we were just going down the line.
Oh yeah. That makes sense. I agree.
Okay, so far we still both agree. As far the only thing we didn't agree on was um No, we still agree because I'm still saying that it's special that we're here. You're saying it's special that we're here. I think we both
Yep.
still think it's
Yep.
special. So I actually think we still both agree. All right. So what's the next one?
Well, I guess going back, you said the only thing you say you don't agree on is our existence is because we exist because of I forgot how you said it, but basically our existence is because of all these things versus there being a creator.
Okay. So yeah, I guess quickly enough, since we're agreeing, this is kind of what happens anyway. When people agree on these kind of things, you get to the point of disagreement very fast. So it's just like, all right, we agree, because we both see these things. And this is what I like, and this is always one of my arguments is me and you are agreeing on things that for the most part we can prove, right? Like we know there's a universe, we know there's animals, we know there's fish, we know there's people, like we know all of these things, and then you could go show me, I could go show you, and then what's weird to me is when what's about to happen right now is we jumped, we will jump to a creator for some reason, but everything that we just stated was all natural. Like, so do you see why I always have trouble when we jump to a creator when the only thing we both spoke about was just natural things?
So I guess my assertion or my premise is gonna be we need a creator. The universe needs a creator for these complex things. And you might say it doesn't, or maybe you might
No,
say otherwise or not.
I wouldn't say
But
that. What I would
okay, okay,
say,
okay.
what I would say is I would agree in that something happened, right? And it
Yep,
made
yep.
it made all of us, right? So when you say creator, you are thinking in a way of it had a purpose, right? I'm pretty sure.
You could call it purpose or just the fact that the whoever the creator is or why it was created. Yes, it
Okay.
was created for. There was a reason for why the something happened.
And I think there is a reason also, but I don't think there is a mind behind it. I think the universe is what you're talking about. So, for the universe to exist, everything that we see was that's a part of it. So, the creator, I'm putting in quotes, is the universe. So, you already have your natural answer. And that's why I try to stick to just natural answers. I don't want to make anything up until it's proven, right? So I don't. This is where I would disconnect with you. Is to where I don't understand why you would disagree that the universe is the cause of all of this. I thought we could get to that point first, to be honest, but we went to God before that point.
Okay, we can start there before we go to God. So your answer is why. Before we go any further, the universe is the cause of all this. So, and when you say universe, what's the universe?
So the universe is, and I like to. I'm glad you asked that too. It's not a, it's not a thing necessarily. It is just everything, right? I'm not like some people will say universe, and then you think of it like a box or something, like everything's in a box. I am saying what we call the universe is everything that we can see. That is just what the universe is. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
give me a micro example or a finite, because from my understanding, everything that is came into existence. Everything that we can see, touch, feel, taste, whatever, all came into existence. And that's provable by science.
Right. I am saying the universe is what we call that, though. That's what we call the universe. Everything that we know that exists is called the universe. That is what the universe is. And this is kind of a question. Maybe I should have formed it in a question. Um, like, do you think the universe is a thing? Because I don't think the universe is a thing. I think it's a description of everything.
So, just based off my understanding of science, the universe is a thing just because everything in the universe has, or most, yeah, everything in the universe is measurable from what we can see.
Oh, this I'm glad you said Earth. So, what's the Earth?
The planet that we live on.
Right. So what is the planet is just everything that's here, right? So technically like the earth itself isn't like this, it's like a description of what we call everything that's here is the earth. So I'm saying
Yeah,
I'm saying that same thing for the universe. Everything that we see, we call the universe, but it's not some thing. It's not a thing. I don't like. It's just a description.
so I would say it's a thing, and I don't know the best way to put it, but like if I can imagine it as another being, not that I think it's another being, but it's something. Like it's not just a collection of things. I think it's something.
Okay, so maybe this will help with you on my understanding. I would say the Earth is a thing in the universe because the Earth is what I would call part of the pieces that make what I call the universe. But there is nothing that I know of that I can say, oh, the universe is another thing inside of a thing.
So I guess here's an example for you. So like our body, right? Yes, we call the collection of organs and blood and bones a body, but the body is a thing itself. Like if you take the organs out, it's no you no longer have a body. Like you can't call it a body anymore if it doesn't have anything in it, or
Oh,
if it's removed apart.
I agree with you there, but it's because we can reference it to something else. Like, so I know there's a, like if I'm talking about my wife, I know her body isn't mine because I can actually see that there's another body. I can't see there's another
Okay, so
universe.
okay, that's I get that part. So I would say that I know the universe is
Still cut out. So just
sorry. I would say reason why I think the universe is a thing versus just a collection of things is because everything inside of it interacts as one. So, like scientifically, they say the universe is expanding. So, if you look at the things inside the universe, it seems like everything's getting farther away. It seems like light keeps traveling toward further and further away. It seems like the things around it travel within the space within it.
yeah, I
I would
agree.
if it wasn't a thing, I would expect it to act differently to the things that are inside of it.
Yeah, but the universe isn't doing anything.
Well, the science says that it's expanding.
Right, but the things in the that's what's weird. It's so hard to phrase this. Um, everything that we call things are the things expanding. We call all of that the universe.
Yes, yes, I agree with that. So I don't agree that the universe is not a thing, but I do
But
I
wait,
do agree that
how do we distinguish things from things? Is being able to say it's separate from something, right?
I would say it's hard because of the English language.
Um, yeah, like I said, these are hard. These it's hard to conceive these things, just like it's hard to conceive that something can be like billions of light years away or thousands of light years. I don't know if it's billions. Sorry, yeah, billions, because it would be like 13.5 billion years or 14.5 billion years. Like that's hard to conceive of what that even means. Um, but like I feel like you get what I'm saying though when I'm describing it. So I don't want to act like you're not. I think you get it.
No,
What?
I agree with what you're getting at. It's a collection of stuff in versus the universe itself. I don't know I don't know a better phrase to put it or a better way to phrase
Yeah,
it.
it's
That's what
tough.
you're
It's
putting it.
tough. I think you get it, so I'm just gonna roll with that. All right, so I guess we do have a difference here, is to where you're saying the universe is a thing, and I think this. Correct me if I'm wrong. The reason I would accept you saying it's a thing is because you're comparing it to another thing, and that thing is God. Correct?
That's I guess that's one part of it that something exists outside of the universe. Yes, so
Right. So
I
now do you
wouldn't say
see?
comparing the two
Now do
things.
you see my point? Because I'm saying
Kind
we don't know of a thing that is outside of the universe. So I'm saying I don't call the universe a thing because I have nothing to say it's outside of it. So now do you see my point? That's why I did this, by the way. So you can see where I'm coming from. The only reason you call the universe a thing is because you think something is outside of it.
I see. Okay, I see where the disconnect is. So you, but you, so you don't agree that. Well, you said in the beginning that you agreed that that the universe was created or not created. Well, yeah, you said the universe was created.
Yeah, and let's so everybody knows. I think we are both using created differently. Does that make sense? Because remember, we're talking about the English language, and we just don't have words for what we're trying to say. So we both just say things like began and created. Like we just use those words because we can't really say what we mean when it comes to something like what I'm trying to say. But I'm
Okay,
not.
so what?
I'm not one of those
Say it
people that
again.
are
What?
scared of the word create. So when I think of create, I don't think it has to be a personal being, or I don't think creation is just human, right? Like I don't think that's the case. I think a hurricane creates. I'm sorry, different atmospheric pressures and different things going on create a hurricane. So there is nobody doing that, but everything happening creates a hurricane. And I don't think you say create in the same way. That's where I'm saying like
I
what
mean,
I think.
yeah, we can use it. We can use the same, I guess, process. If let's say, for example, a personal being didn't necessarily put his hands together and structurally create it, but he did. He is the one that said, "Okay, energy, start doing this. Okay, stuff over here, start doing that."
Okay, so hold on real fast because this is where I think we make the jump as to where my definition of create, I can show you what I mean. And then when you tell me God spoke something into existence or whatever you're talking about, how did God create? Like how? Like what is the process?
So,
Because I could use some science. I'm not a scientist, by the way. I'm not going to act like I can literally tell you how a hurricane forms. But there, I could show you somebody that literally could tell you how it was done. And then somebody would say God created something, yet they can't really explain how God did it.
and my answer would be like using the exact science that you're saying that that's how he did it.
Got it. And
You know,
I'm glad you said that because I think that's the only reasonable answer. But then it goes to what I'm saying is like, but we're just making up something. We have proof that, and I'm so glad you actually said that. Like, we have proof that a hurricane forms in a certain way, right? We agree, right?
correct, correct.
Okay, so my thing is like, and this is like totally serious for everybody. I am not saying that God didn't do that. All I am saying is there seems to be zero proof that God did it. Like, and until there is proof that God did it, we don't need to say God did it because we have another um provable way of saying why it happens. We don't
So
need
I
God
don't.
until God is shown. Go ahead.
I guess that's the part where I would disagree because we understand the who, what, where, and how, but the science does not explain the why.
No, we're getting to that, and that was part of my point. I think our problem is the why. Like, and that's what I think separates these conversations so much is that you have a group of people that look at why differently, and then you got another group of people that look at why honestly like I look at why, right? And this is also why like a part of why I don't like being mean to people that believe what you believe because I have something in me that inspires and wants to know more than we know. And I think that is what's going on. And we don't like not knowing why. But what if why is what I'm talking about? Like what if why is shit moves around and then shit happens?
Then you would have to basically extrapolate that onto everything else in existence.
But that's what we
So
know.
that means why
But
would
that's what we
there
know
would be,
though. Like
well, that
we
means
know
that
that.
there will be, so that means that why there will be there would not be a why for anything then. Why would just be subjective for everything at that point?
Expand on that for me. Okay, good.
So if, let's say, for example, the universe, if it's just because, just because, like you said, like stuff happened, that's why, then that means that there's no objective reason for why for anything. Like anything beyond that. If it's for one thing, if it's just random stuff happened, that's it, then that's the why for everything. Oh, it's just because it is what it is.
Okay. I don't think I disagree with that, but what would be the problem?
Then I guess there would be no reason. I feel like there would be no reason for anything at that point. There would be no purpose or reason for anything.
Oh, I agree. Is that what's scary?
Oh, scary? I wouldn't call it scary. That's something that wouldn't make sense to me. Like why would there be no reason for anything? Sense doesn't make sense at that point. Then
Oh,
if that's the case.
I will tell you right now, the conclusions that I have come up with leave me uh and a lot of people wouldn't like this, but I'm just usually straightforward. I don't like it, but I don't make up anything because I don't like it.
Oh
Does
well, I think
like
you
I
call it make up, but
Well, but the
I
reason I
think
say make up is because what proof do we have that there's actually a being? We have proof that there's matter. We have proof that there's a universe that we call. Actually, you know what? I can just say matter. Let's just do that. There's proof that there is matter, right? So it's just why do we need to come up, and I say make up, I don't know what word to use. I know that might be offensive to some people, but at one point I would have said somebody made up an atom until we showed it. Like, I don't know who did it, and if anybody in chat knows who's the first person that ever think of an atom, maybe somebody named Adam, I'm assuming. Um, they made it up at first until they could prove it. Like, do you agree with that?
I would say there's no point in having to prove anything. If the why is just random stuff happens, then there's no point that you don't need proof anymore because it's just random. I don't care that matter. I can prove matter because there's no point in. I don't need to prove it if there's no why. Why do I need to prove anything if there's no why?
Because some reason us human beings want to know why, bro. That's like we both want to know why, and we both believe differently. I think we're
Yeah.
proof. Me and you are proof of what I am talking about.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't know why, but maybe why is a stupid question. Maybe. By the way, maybe.
And that's why I explore the God realm because there's for me there's enough evidence for there to be an existence of a God, whether it's strong or weak or good or not is regardless. There's enough evidence for there to be a God.
Okay, and then I mean, some people got ahead of me in the chat there. Why would you stop your whys with God? Because I did not. Like even when I believed, I honestly asked, like, well, wait, God, why are you there?
Oh, so I mean, here's I can't see the chat, so I don't know. I I'm not the type of person that just says, "Oh, it all ends with God." In that sense, I still ask the questions. I still do my research. I still dig and think about things.
Okay.
It's just when I pulled up the evidence that I have for God, it starts making better sense to me. It makes more sense to me than the answer just being random stuff happened.
Oh, here's a good one that might make you like think a little bit. The reason it makes sense is because as human beings, we can come up with answers that make us feel better. At one point in time, it made people feel better to know lightning came from Zeus. There's no difference in
Oh,
that.
I'm basing it off of just the logical parts of it. Like it don't make me feel one ounce better. Yeah, it doesn't make me
Well,
feel one
no,
ounce
I'm
better.
sorry. I'm sorry. When I say better, I mean like having an answer is sometimes better than like not knowing. It doesn't mean your
I,
answer makes
I
you happy.
yeah, I get that. I'm just going from the stance of like, okay, I want to know why, and there's evidence to say that there is a God, so I'm going to explore that to see if that's the why. And as I explored it, the logical parts of it make sense.
All right, so let's go through that now. I think I'm enjoying the conversation so far. So let's go and have you break down the logical parts of it, and I'll start another 2 minutes for you since I like this conversation. So go ahead. You either take the 2 minutes or you don't. So it's up to you.
Okay. So the logical parts of it. Well, I guess where do you have a question about the logical part of it, or
I would like you to just break it down logically for me so I can maybe understand where you're coming from. Not try to convince me, but just let me understand where you're
yeah,
coming from. That's all.
got it. Okay. All right. So if my first why question is like where is the beginning or what is the beginning, the Bible gives us the answer to that. It says that our beginning came from a creator. And then if I ask, okay, where is the beginning of humans? The Bible gives us answers to that. It says that the it says that the creator assisted in the creation of humans. So that's the beginning for our where we live, the universe, and who we are, humans. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
You're all right. So this all makes sense to me if you lived 10,000 years ago, that story would be sufficient for you. What's interesting to me is the story that you just told me. I now feel like you feel about what I said. I'm like, that's not enough, bro. That doesn't make sense to me. That God created two people and then everything else is screwed because of those two people. Like that makes zero sense to me when I try to
So
tie the story together.
so logically, that makes more sense to me because it tells me that everything's connected and everything is finite and everything is like, very very precise. If it was if he created a million people and we got here, then I would say okay that's a little bit more far fetched to get to this precise moment with millions of people, but with two people that's very very precise.
All right, cool. So my point of saying what I said was, do you see how my feelings about wanting a different answer don't matter? Like I want the answer to be different, right? It doesn't matter. Like let's just say you're right. It would not matter how I feel at all. Like if God created Adam and Eve and that's the real answer, the way Jay feels about it, that it doesn't matter, which is why I try to take away using that feeling to go look for proof at all. Like it's all about evidence to me. So, my question to you now would be, is there evidence that we all came or all everybody came from just two people?
So I guess it depends on what you would call evidence because we just using biology and science itself we know that humans can only make humans. So if you go up the tree, it has to whittle itself down to I would maybe want to say it's not two, but it has to whittle itself down to a very small amount of number to start.
I would agree with you that our DNA could probably be traced back to a small group. Now, that's not
Even,
what the
even
Adam and
but
Eve
even
story says, though.
but even then the DNA, like we know that humans cannot mate with not mate with other species.
Yeah, but don't jump to that part yet. Like, let's stick with just the like me and you are agreeing that we are humans and that we came from not we're not going all the way back. I'm sticking with you and just being fair here that we came from other types of humans, right?
Oh, types of human. I don't know if I agree with that types of humans part.
Yeah, I'm trying to avoid the evolution conversation too much.
Oh, I
Uh
don't. I don't. I mean, that's one of those areas where I don't necessarily disagree with evolution, but I disagree with how it's described.
okay, that was described. Do you just not like that we're related to non-humans?
No, I mean that makes sense. Well, for me, it goes back to there being a creator. That makes sense in terms of like all the DNA of every living thing is kind of on a spectrum, and if you switch the spectrum around, you create different things. But I would say that evolution, modern day evolution says that one species went to another, and I would say like no, evolution. The evolution that they're talking about is really the same exact species. It's just changing throughout its species. You know, like the wolf. Like, I guess for dogs, for example, you have like 100 different breeds of dogs or whatever, or thousands of different breeds. That's evolution, but it's still the same dog. You know, the dog didn't go from cat, or you know, the cat didn't go from fish. It's the same dog. It's
Okay,
just
so like genetically, right? We'd be able to trace it back, and that's why I believe in evolution, is because all creatures share DNA, right? It like evolution is easily disproved if we found a creature that um wasn't like all living. I don't know how to say it, all living things literally share DNA. So it's like that is proof that we all come from the same shit. Do you agree with that?
no, only because, and this is just for my understanding. I'm not a scientist or biologist. Like, in order for evolution to work for humans, the female human and the male human would have to evolve at the exact same time, so that they would be able to get to a point where they can reproduce together and continue on with the rest of humans. And that
Yeah,
that sounds almost impossible to me. Like, you tell
but
me science takes. Go ahead.
but remember that like when me and you were saying humans, like we have like we're like relatives to other creatures, other apes that went off in different paths. So like
I
that
would
makes
say our
sense to me.
I would say our DNA is closely resembles each other, because that's a signature of a creator. But I would say that
Well,
if we
don't go
can't
to the
make it,
creator yet.
okay,
I'm just trying.
I won't go creator.
No,
I
I'm
would
trying.
say our
I'm trying to
DNA
make sure we
resembles.
agree. I'm trying to make sure we agree on that first. Like, do we share DNA with other apes?
Say that last part again. I think I lost you.
That's okay. Do we share DNA with other apes?
Yes.
Okay. So, like, if we agree there, like that's what I'm saying. That makes total sense. We have a natural cause for it. There's still no need for a creator yet because there's nothing special.
Well,
Like, there's nothing special.
so
Like,
the science tells me that we share DNA with worms, bananas, and all sorts of stuff that aren't apes. Now, if you look
oh
at it
yes, that's
on
true.
a
Yes,
percentage
yes,
basis,
yeah.
yeah, if we look at it on a percentage basis, yes, we share, like, it might be like 90% with apes, but we also share DNA with other things. So that's where I would say that I don't agree on the evolution on that part. Like, I think it's humans have always existed, and yes, we've changed throughout our DNA, not necessarily evolved, but it's all existed in our DNA. It's just, as we go through time, different things come out, different things go into, hibernation, whatever you want to call it, but it's all there already.
Yeah, but if there was evidence of evolution, what would it look like? It would look like we are all related. The proof
Oh,
is
okay. So
the proof is there, right? Evolution is true.
no,
Excuse me.
I would you the proof for me would be a species going from one to another.
Yeah, we see that by all being related, bro.
Well, you would have
I
to
think that's what you're missing because
no,
like
that's how you have to prove it though. You have to find me. You have to find the first ape and show
no
me
no
where it had human kids.
don't even think about an ape. Like you should ask, this is what you would do to prove evolution false. All right. You would say, what would have to happen if I am saying all creatures ever existed came from a creature in the past, right? We would
Yep.
literally have to share DNA. And the reason we would have to share DNA is because how we recreate ourselves, right? Like there's like the abiogenesis or there's like sexual reproduction. You're either copying yourself or you're having sex and creating other things, right? So
I,
evolution is
I would,
go ahead.
and there's probably science behind this, but I would not agree with that. I would just say that I won't use creator, but earlier in the beginning, or when things started happening, um, I don't think evolution works that way. I guess I would say that.
When you say you don't think it works that way, what is, I don't know what that means.
I don't think species change from species. Even though they share DNA, I don't think species change from species.
Species don't change from what would happen like the dogs. You gave me the dogs. So let's work with the dogs. What do you think will happen to dogs in 10,000 years if we keep doing what we're doing? Do you think actually it'd be longer than that to be fair? And actually, I don't know. Let's stick with 10,000 because what were dogs 10,000 years ago? They looked way different.
It doesn't matter if they look way different; they were still dogs.
Right, but now I'm saying keep that going for millions of years. That animal will not look the same at all.
It's okay
Like,
if it doesn't look the same. It's still a dog.
but you wouldn't even
Still has
know it's a
dog
dog.
DNA.
You wouldn't even know
Still
it's
has
a
dog
dog.
DNA.
You would call it another species.
No, it was still the same species.
Right. So how would we find out that it's related by the DNA? And we'd be like, how? Like it's like you know how you brought up bananas and stuff.
Yep.
Does a banana look like me? No, right?
But it got parts of our DNA in it.
That's what's crazy. That's what I'm saying. That proves evolution.
I don't think so.
But bro. You asked me to show you the change from one species to another. That is the proof.
You got to actually show me the change. Like
the change is that we have the same DNA. Not the same. You get what I'm saying? We share DNA with a banana, bro. How does that not prove what's going on?
I don't think that's proof.
So if I share DNA with an octopus, you would say what?
That's not proof that we came from octopus.
Yeah, but it would be proof that wait, because you just said like how did things change into different things? That was your question.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the proof I would need. You would have to show me how it went from banana to human, or octopus to human, or whatever it went from the other. Like the DNA being there, it could be other reasons. And my reason is because I won't say creator, but there was a central block that things were created from. Not that it was a one species or and they evolved. I think it was something was using the same ingredients to create different things.
Right. No, I get your answer, but I'm wondering why you don't agree with me. Because I get like we're not to God yet, but I'm curious.
Scientifically, we haven't found all the steps from banana to human or octopus to human or wherever it may be. In theory, right? If we went from banana to human, we should be able to find the banana. We should be able to find what came after the banana. We should be able to find what came after that, and we should be able to find what came before the humans within our fossil records or within our whatever scientific records that we have. We should be able to find that.
Have you seen all of the transition fossils? I'm talking about gossiples and fossils. Have you seen the transition gotta say it again. The transition fossils for like our transition, like humans or apes? Sorry, I need to stop saying humans. Apes.
Yeah.
Have you seen all of those?
From my conclusion, now I'm just going based off what the science. A scientist said that shows that there was different species of apes and monkeys, and humans was in that group or that family. It doesn't necessarily show that they evolved from ape to human. So I guess I don't know the best way to put it. Like I think someone said like, okay, humans are in the ape family, but they didn't evolve from apes. Humans are still its own thing.
We are apes.
Yeah, you can call it that, but we didn't evolve from something or to
right.
something. Or
so all apes evolved from an ancient ancestor. And like the reason, like not the reason, yeah, actually, the reason everybody's different, like there's different types of apes, is because what happens is you start splitting off. So there
So
are a
my
bunch of
issue
apes.
is
We are apes. We are apes. There's a bunch of apes that have gone extinct. We have their fossils. It shows the brains getting bigger, right? It shows a small ape, and if you ever look this up, like literally, I don't know if you have, but look it up. Like there's transitions. Like you see ape start with a smaller brain, and then you see it get bigger and bigger and bigger until you get to Homo erectus. I might be saying that totally wrong, by the way. Anybody correct me? Like you see the transitions. Would
my issue
that is
is
your proof?
we should be able to reproduce with these apes if there's actual biological relation. Like if we're that connected, we should be able to reproduce with them, but we can't. We can
Uh,
only reproduce with humans.
not after millions of years. At one point in time, there wouldn't even be humans. They wouldn't be like what we call humans. I hate using that word sometimes because we're just apes. Um, like it's different because when you split off, eventually, long enough, you guys are so different. No, you can't procreate. That seems that seems
I think that's the
reasonable.
case for dogs. I think that's the case for dogs. There's all these different breeds of dogs, but you can always come back to a mutt, or you can always come back to a mixed breed dog.
Uh, like dogs and wolves. You're saying?
I think that works. I'm not going. Actually, I'm not going to say that. I don't know if that works or not, but
Neither.
if
I won't speak on that either. But I don't know if a dog can mate with a wolf. I'm not sure if anybody knows. That's really a question. So it's like I have no clue. I have no clue if a dog could mate with a wolf, but that's a good question.
So I
Uh,
guess just getting back to I guess our point or my point. So I think it's plausible that it could have started with two humans, and that's based off of the fact of we can't reproduce with anything else, and evolution can't get a male human and a female human uh, to the right spot and in the right time to reproduce together. They would have to be in existence at the exact same time and exact moment to kick
wait,
everything off.
but okay. So let's just go back to our ancestors that had to be reproducing asexual, not asexually, sexually, right? Hold on, there's a super chat real quick. All right, we got Asian 432. If I can get it on there. Fruit flies. Fruit flies are the ultimate model for proving evolution in real time because of the ultra short life cycle, simple, well mapped genome, proven fact. Have you ever looked up fruit flies?
I have not, so I would have to
All right, so let's.
look
I'm not
that
gonna
one.
act like I have either. So, like, thanks for that, Asia. I'm gonna look up fruit flies. Like I said at the beginning of this, I am definitely not some. I'm not like Forrest or anything knowing about evolution. No, not at all. So just a thought on that one. But my point to what I was saying there was we know how animals like us reproduce. So at what point would the female not be able to mate with the male?
If we're talking about evolution, right? Evolution says that species went from one species to another, and like a male and female are two different things, right? They didn't evolve together. They can't evolve together. That's what I'm saying. That's my point. Like that's why I say like it has to have started with at a certain point with male and female at the exact same time. Evolution would not be able to. Yeah.
Myself. Like let's go off of the evolution part because I'll be honest with you. I don't think either of us are talking about evolution correctly.
Probably not. Probably not.
All
So I
right,
guess I'll,
so
I'll ask this.
let's just avoid that for now and then
Yeah.
go back to what we were talking about.
What's your issue with there just being one single man and one single woman to start?
um one single man, one single woman.
like basically the Bible says God created Adam, created Eve, and that's what kicked off everything. That's
all right. I'm trying not to go back to evolution. So without going back to evolution, I would say that there has never been, because you are all about evidence. That's how we talked about.
yeah.
We don't have evidence of something ever being created. So I would have to assume that there were just, like I said, I'm trying to avoid the evolution thing. I would just assume that I see life. So it means at some point there was life in the past, and it somehow replicated. Like, I think that's provable that it's something replicated. I don't think it's provable. We have never seen something created ever. So why would I assume that there was a creator?
Okay.
Like, because we're all about evidence so far, and so it's just like I've never seen something pop into existence out of nowhere. Everything that has ever been made has been made from other things. So my logical brain would mean like, oh shit, everything has always been here.
That's a fair statement. I think there's a theory on that where it says that everything was already here, everything was already existed, and then it's just that humans started to exist or whatever you want to call it.
Right. So at that point, like the difference between I think me and you, honestly, is that you I know you hate it, man, but I have to say it, like I think you just come up with something that there's no reason to come up with.
No, still no. Like I said, I think there's enough evidence, whether it's strong or weak, or convincing enough. I think there's enough evidence to believe in a God.
Wait, but we're not talking about beliefs right now. We're talking about what me and you could prove. I could believe the tooth
Uh,
fairy is real, but that's
well,
irrelevant.
you can't believe the tooth fairy is real because you have zero evidence for the tooth fairy. Versus what I'm saying is I have evidence for God, aka the Bible, and whether it's strong or weak or convincing or not, it's enough for
Wait,
a
wait, 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 wait. You're saying your evidence for God is the Bible?
correct.
Oh, I disagree with that completely. I thought you were giving me like natural evidence.
Oh, I thought we already I started with that. Now we're coming back.
Okay, if we're talking about the Bible, then I think the only proof in the Bible is that there are people that wrote it. That's it. Like you can't. Sorry, my bad. You can't say that what somebody wrote down that is not provable in reality is proof because they wrote it down. The only thing that writing something down proves is that somebody wrote it. That's it. Because anybody
That's
can
that's
write anything.
that's fine, but it's still evidence within itself. Still,
I
evidence.
disagree, man. Does that mean Harry Potter there's evidence that Harry Potter's real?
Well, I don't think that's a good example because
No, 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 no.
from
It ain't.
from the start.
It is because we're writing something down. That's all I want us to focus on real fast. We're only talking about that somebody wrote some stuff down.
You would have to use an example of something that we don't know is real or not real. Like
Okay,
we know
cool.
Harry Potter's not real
All
because the
right, so
author has said it's fiction or nonfiction, whatever.
let's go back to Mesopotamia, and they wrote down some crazy shit about aliens coming down to Earth to mine gold and creating human beings as slaves to mine gold. Why isn't that true?
Okay, so there is evidence for that, and it may be weak evidence, but that evidence exists. Now, if you're saying they call them aliens or whatever, you could say that, but uh,
Anunnaki, I think.
yeah. I would say that that falls along into the Bible and what the Bible calls angels and demons and whatnot. So
Well, no,
I think
no,
there's another.
no,
I
no.
think
I think you missed the point because my point is you asked me for another reference of people writing shit
so yes,
down.
I would say yes. That is evidence as well for what they believed or what they saw or whatever happened when they wrote that story.
You should have kept what you said. Yes, it's evidence of what they believed, but what people believe does not mean it's true.
So I'll take it. I'll take that back. It's evidence for what they wrote down is evidence for what they experienced or saw.
Yes, but we both know that you can write down things that aren't true.
Correct. You would have to do your research and figure out for yourself if the evidence is strong enough for you to believe that
Right.
that thing happened or not.
So now let's go to the supernatural. In order for me to work with you that there's proof of things like magic, like what proof do you have of magic that's not just written down?
Okay, so I have never seen anything written down about magic that it in I guess in the sense that it's
You
real.
know you know what I mean by magic. Like if God spoke the universe into existence, that's magic.
That's not magic, and maybe that's the word you're using for it. But I would say that's something supernatural.
Wait, what? How is that not magic? That's literally Harry Potter incantations and stuff. Like, I don't know how to any Harry Potter words, but if I say expeliosis, I think that's one of them. That's magic.
I don't think that's magic. I think that's something that you saw and you're calling it. I think that's something that you saw in Harry Potter, and because the Bible speaks about it, you're calling it magic.
Okay, if me right now could speak something into existence, what would you say? What would you call it?
I'll call that supernatural.
All right,
I
cool,
think we have
cool,
the word for it,
cool.
supernatural.
Let's say supernatural. I still literally mean what you mean, so I don't even care about the word. Uh, what what proof do we have of anything supernatural?
We so once again, the Bible gives us evidence of supernatural things, whether it's weak or strong. It's still evidence in itself.
Okay, but you would say it's weak evidence, right?
I would not call it weak evidence.
But wait, we called it weak evidence with the Mesopotamians.
No, I
You,
didn't
I thought you
I
said
didn't
weak
call it weak
evidence.
evidence.
Okay, okay. So you're saying that the Mesopotamians that say that some Prometheus shit happened. I don't know if you ever seen Prometheus.
I have,
Uh,
yeah.
okay. So you're saying that since they wrote that down, that it's not like you're saying that's legit. Like it's okay to believe that.
I would say that's evidence, and it will be up to the person who does the research on it to decide if it's strong enough to be believable.
All right, cool. So give me an example of weak evidence.
So I guess just to define weak and strong, that's subjective. Like weak evidence is it's not convincing enough for you, and strong evidence is it is convincing enough for you, but it's subjective to the person.
Oh, okay. So all right, that I mean that makes sense if that's what you're saying. You're saying it convinces you enough. All right,
Correct.
so
If it's strong and it's convincing to me, if it's weak, then it's not convincing to me.
got it. And that has nothing to do with like me at all, right?
Nope.
Okay, that's
Nope.
fair. That's cool. So my next question would be the because you said it's subjective. Um, what? Wait. What did you say? Weak evidence is? Did you give me an example of that?
So so evidence itself is the objective part, and weak evidence is subjective. Strong evidence is subjective because you that's based off of the person.
All right. So why? Okay, this would be a good question. Why is the Mesopotamian story weaker than the biblical story?
So in my opinion, I would say I would not say it's weaker than the biblical story, but I would say that from what I understand about the Bible, what the Mesopotamians wrote about, the Bible describes. So I would say
Yes, but no, you're wrong because one came first. Mesopotamian story came first, so the Bible would be taken from that story.
yeah, that's fine, but it still describes what they were saying or what they
But
were
you're saying it
they wrote
wrong. You're
about.
doing it wrong. The one that is described is Mesopotamian story. The Bible is stealing from the Mesopotamian story. So
Oh,
if I'm you, I would think the Mesopotamian story is true and the Bible is taking from it. So the Bible would
uh,
not be true.
no, I mean I would so again I would say from my understanding about the Bible is describing the truth of what the Mesopotamians were describing.
Yes, now you would have to prove to me why the Bible is more true than that story. So we're on the same page so far, because that's my purpose of this. You now have to show me why I need to believe the Bible over the Mesopotamian story.
So I mean, I guess I would have to understand what parts of the Mesopotamian story that you, well, you say you don't believe the whole Mesopotamian story, but what parts do you not agree on with the Mesopotamian story, like the whole thing, or?
I don't agree with either Bible or the Mesopotamian story, but I'm trying to go off of how you came to the conclusion that the Mesopotamian story is the, I don't know what word to use, the less likely one, and the Bible story is the more
No,
likely one.
I didn't say less likely. I think the Bible is describing what exactly what the Mesopotamian stories were describing. I think
Okay,
it's
that's
a
fair. That's fair.
probably truth behind it.
Why do you use
Um,
that? Why do you use the Bible to judge the Mesopotamian story? Let's say it that way.
just going back to what I said at the beginning, I think it makes sense. The evidence that I read from the Bible makes sense. And if I were to read the Mesopotamian story, I would be able to connect it back to the Bible and say, "Oh, this is what was happening."
Hmm.
Yeah.
I
Yeah. What
have
did
a
you consider?
no. I'm trying to think of a good question for you because I feel like we're like really close to the conversation I'm trying to have and trying to let you see where I'm at because I almost think we're being hypocritical, but I don't know if we're there yet. Like I almost think we're being hypocritical because that's the point I'm trying to get you to is to recognize. Okay, like why do you think the Bible is showing you that the Mesopotamian story in the correct way? Why?
Because I guess for me, like I said, it makes more sense to the. I guess the Bible makes more sense to the whole connected story of what I believe about the Bible versus just the Mesopotamian story in isolation.
Yeah, but it makes sense to me that some alien creatures came here and saw some apes and then created people. Like if I'm just playing this game with you,
I,
that
it's
sounds logical.
it's not a game, and I see where you're getting at, and maybe that's where we're missing at. I don't think that didn't happen. I think the Bible just describes it. The Bible describes it, and doesn't describe it in maybe in detail how they describe it, but the Bible describes something exactly like that happening, and it just calls it something else, or calls it what it is, what I believe it is.
Right, but you're not telling me why you don't believe in the aliens.
Because like I said, it fits up with it with my understanding of the Bible. That's what it fits up with. Versus maybe okay, I'll give you that answer. I don't have a full understanding of the Mesopotamian story, outside of that part. Like
Huh?
I know the
That's fair.
Anunnaki story, but I don't know their fuller story beyond that. I
All
do know
right.
the full story of the Bible, and from what I read in the Bible, it describes exactly what the Anunnaki, whatever the Anunnaki story describes.
They don't describe it all the way because remember, I'm saying that the aliens came because they needed gold. It's a stupid story.
So I
The
mean,
aliens needed to mine gold. It's so stupid because I don't know. We'll get into this in a second. It's so
so
stupid because there's like asteroids. If you can get to Earth from anywhere in the universe, you can go mine asteroids. You don't need to come to Earth for gold. But one second, let me read this super chat.
yeah.
Oops, I'm muted. Guess is biasing some beliefs on completing our complete misunderstandings of evolution. Check Forrest. You know Forrest, right? I mentioned him a second ago.
Uh, Maybe, yeah.
Forrest Valkai. It says, look up light of evolution and reacteria videos. So if you want to write that down, I don't think you're a person that's against looking into things. So
No, yeah, I'm gonna look it up. I saw
yeah.
it.
Okay, cool. So I appreciate that. Like I said, I will not try to act like I can present evolution. I do believe it from just the small evidence that I know it makes sense. But yeah. All right. So, but we're not gonna go back to
Yeah,
that.
but see, we stopped that. I'll concede that I don't know enough about evolution to argue for it or against it.
So the crap. What did I just ask you?
About the Anunnakis and going from there.
Oh, okay. Why? Like, if I'm like I'm putting on my conspiracy hat for you real fast. Anytime I ever came up with some kind of conspiracy that I didn't like, not didn't know, but anytime I believed a conspiracy, it had to still make sense in reality. So I have more reason to believe there's aliens than God. Does that make sense?
So, in my response to that would be, there's no problem with believing in aliens, and I use quotations because the Bible describes aliens as well. You would call them aliens, but the Bible calls it something else.
Are you saying angels or what?
Yes, correct.
So okay, so here's my thought. When we talk about aliens, we are saying that there are creatures that live on other planets like us, or not like us, but there. I don't think when we speak about aliens, we're talking about anything that isn't like us.
So I was call aliens anything that's not from Earth. Any living being or being that has life not from Earth.
Right, that doesn't sound like angels.
That sounds exactly. Well, I can say exactly. That sounds like angels to me.
Yeah, but the Bible tells me angels come from heaven.
That's not Earth.
You cut out a little bit, brother.
I said that's not Earth, right? Heaven is not Earth. We know that. That's separation there.
So when they use the word heaven in the Bible, it means space.
I mean that one I'm not exactly sure. I just know heaven is not Earth.
Yeah, but I feel like we're like trying to use. I don't know. I feel like we're trying to cover ourselves there and not get tied down.
So I guess your statement was why can't it be aliens? I said that it can be. You're just calling it aliens, and I'm calling it angels. And the Bible describes things not from Earth that came to Earth and did things to humans. And again, like you would call it aliens, but I'm just calling them angels. That's the words that the Bible used.
Oh wait, are you saying that the people that wrote this down could have not understand what's going on? Is that what we're saying?
Oh no, I mean you can call it not understanding, but they only had so many words to describe stuff. Just like me and you only have so many words to describe stuff.
Okay, well, to me that disproves believing in the Bible at all.
Why?
Like if they could have got something wrong, why could they not have gotten or why could they
I'll
not have
correct
gotten
myself. I don't think they got it wrong. Is angels is the word.
angels is the word, but they did not say like if right now, let's just say aliens came, we wouldn't say they came from heaven, right?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So what are you saying they were calling heaven? Like where did they get that idea from? Did it just mean sky or what?
Oh, I mean, it seemed like from my understanding of the Bible, just anything outside of the earth. They were calling heaven outside the earth.
Got it. So God is included in that? God's not on earth?
Correct. No, I mean I wouldn't say it in that sense, but
Keep going.
I wouldn't say it in that sense. God is omnipresent. So
Right, but do you see why I'm bringing that up? Because now we have to switch what we mean when we're talking about God.
so I mean I have a somewhat of understanding of the Bible, and I know there's different definitions for the word heaven, and that in the way they used it, there's different ways that they use the same word. So I don't know if we want to get into that argument or that discussion.
No, I like to get into that discussion just because we are using ancient people's words and trying to say what they meant. And I think that's very difficult. Like this is part of the reason I'm even doing this is because
So I mean, I think it's less of like using ancient people's words and just the fact that words are very inefficient in a sense. because even like you said, oh, you mean space, and space means two or three different things to English speaking people. You could be talking about outer space where the planets and the stars are. Or you could talk about just general space where people move throughout, and whatnot. So that's what I mean. I don't think it's necessarily ancient words versus this words. I think it's just understanding how they were actually using them.
I think the difference would be outer space and space. Like space still means space. Outer space is outside of the Earth. That makes sense?
No, that makes sense. I was looking up the word, how they use different ways they use the word heaven in the Bible.
Oh, okay, okay. So my point to that is it is something I see a lot when I'm talking about people or talking to people that are defending any religious book is they say not to tie in our culture understanding into the book, yet in order to even talk about the book, they have to be putting in our culture into the book. There's no way to look at these
Oh,
texts
well,
from anybody.
I
Go ahead.
wouldn't say I wouldn't say necessarily not to tie in our culture for certain specific things. Then I would say that, but for the general things that we're talking about, I would disagree. Like for example, we're talking about aliens. We don't. I don't think we need to necessarily tie in our culture to understand that if the Bible used angels, they were talking about something outside of Earth. If we use aliens, we're still talking about something outside of Earth.
Yes, but in the Bible, if we're going to be strict, they did not see it the way we see it. When they say they thought angels were in the sky, like they thought God was in the sky. So
Uh,
they literally are talking about Earth.
so I mean, there's certain passages that say in the sky, but other passages say something a little bit different.
Because my understanding is when they said heaven, they meant sky, which makes sense. I'm not making fun of these people. They never been to space. They had no clue what that shit is. So when they said heaven, they meant in the sky because they never I even think that's amazing. This is why I always say the truth is more amazing than anything. Like these people had no clue that there is a place that they could have gone if they had the technology. Thanks, Fern Love, for the gifted 2 jewels. Like these people had no clue that there was a real place above them.
So, based on definitions that I found in the Bible, one definition is sky, like you mentioned, but the second definition is the place of God. So there's a differentiation there.
Yeah, but where was the place of God in the sky, right?
No, this definition these definitions show it as two separate, like a differentiation. One is being used as sky, and one is being used as a place of God, or the place of God. That, that's true. I'm just I'm just I'm I'm just speaking on the definitions that I have this app that shows me the definition of the Bible words, and it says that there's two ways that heaven was used in the Bible. One is for sky, like you mentioned, and the other one is for the place of God, and it shows it as differentiation.
Yeah, and then I would ask you this. I would say, oh, what did they call the place of God? It's still in the sky. Like these people, like I think we would agree. These people had no concept that they were on a planet.
I don't know if I can. Well, I mean, sure, maybe they didn't have a concept of being on a planet, but maybe how does that? Why is that important if they had a concept
Because
of
they literally thought everything was here. Like heaven was here. It's just in the sky.
okay, that I guess that kind of makes sense. Haven't that's I would say I agree. Yes, that still makes sense. Yes.
Oh, I what I'm saying is, and this is going back to our whole point. We got it off track a little bit. My point is they had no conception of aliens. You are telling me that they meant aliens, but they definitely didn't mean
No,
aliens.
no, no. I don't think so. Me and you think aliens are what the movies and the media and the stories tell us aliens are. we know in general an alien would just be something outside of this earth, and we call it aliens just because that's the modern day. Okay, go back to what you said. So we call it aliens. That's just what the modern day term for anything outside this earth is. I believe that if
Sorry,
something
sorry.
did come
So
from,
we agree right there. My point is, they are saying there were beings that came from here, and you're telling me they're wrong or right?
say
You cut out a little bit.
that last part again.
Okay, so when they're describing it, they oh wait, okay. Are you saying this? You're saying that these beings came from outside of Earth. They had no clue. They just thought they came from here.
No, I they call them angels, and I think they still are angels. I think just in today's world we call it aliens because we don't want to use the angel terminology.
Are the things that they were talking about from this Earth or no?
No, angels aren't from this earth either. I guess maybe I'm missing what you're trying to get at.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm asking what these people might have meant, and you're saying they didn't know what they were talking about, but these beings weren't from Earth, right?
No, they knew what they were talking about. They were angels. They were not from this earth. They were not from this earth. They were not human.
But my point to you is, if we do that, they thought they were from Earth because they thought everything was Earth.
I don't. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not understanding that part. I don't know.
They thought the sky was heaven. That's Earth.
But they knew that wasn't Earth. Oh, oh, I see what you mean. No, I think they differentiated. From what I just showed you before, they differentiated between like heaven where God was, and then heaven as the sky.
Right. So to them, like it's not these people's fault either. They thought this. They thought Earth was literally the ground. The sky was heaven. They were
That's just
completely wrong because the whole
that's,
thing is Earth.
well, yes, but there's like I said, there's other ways they use the word heaven to show that it was something beyond. And I'm not saying like outer space or sky. It was something beyond the
The
sky or beyond Earth.
there's something beyond the ground. They
Correct.
yes, but that's my point. They're still talking about the Earth.
Yeah, I mean, I think that still makes sense. Maybe I'm missing it.
Well, my point is, like, when we're trying to say, because you're telling me that they meant aliens, I am saying they didn't mean aliens how we meant aliens, because if anything came out of the sky right now and it's from Earth, I'm not calling it an alien. So they didn't mean
So
aliens. They meant things that were here, literally.
I
You told me
disagree.
that
I
you told me
disagree.
aliens come from outside of Earth, and then you're telling me that they knew that they were outside of Earth. But
I
no.
disagree. I disagree with that. Maybe I caused some confusion.
Yep, go ahead.
Whether you call it angels or aliens, they're same thing. Maybe for someone like you, if you don't believe, you would say, oh, those are like, let's say something like that happened today. You would say, oh, those are aliens, and I would say, well, no, those are angels, and based off of what the Bible describes.
Wait, so if if there's some aliens that came, you would call them angels?
Correct. I would say that
All right.
those are most likely angels and demons.
All right, let's move to the next step. All right, which
Yep.
is I have more reason to believe that there are creatures that exist outside of the earth, all natural by the way, because I have proof that there is life here. There's life in the universe, and we have now found that there are the building blocks of life everywhere. So when I say aliens, I like, even though there's no proof of aliens, I think I even have a better reason to have that conspiracy than you have proof of the conspiracy of the supernatural. None of my stuff is ever supernatural. All of my stuff is literally always physical and makes sense. The supernatural never makes any sense because you can't show me anything that is supernatural.
Well, in I guess my goal is not to try to prove or show you supernatural. It's just you're asking for a why. I'm trying my best to give you the why, based off
No,
of
no,
what
I get why your beliefs go towards a certain way, but if I tell you I don't know. Like, let's think of it this way. Like, I'm glad our system, they're trying to make it work this way. And not everybody has fair trials and shit. But if our judgment system and our court system worked the way you were talking about, I don't think you would like it. The fact that
Also,
you have to provide evidence is what makes this fair. You will not provide me any evidence of anything that is supernatural. So in the court of law, I have to throw out your
oh, no.
case.
Well, no. I provided you evidence, and going back to what I stated, it's just not strong enough for you. Like
No,
if you're the
no.
judge, you're gonna say, I need better evidence, or I need
All
more
right.
evidence, or I
All
need
right,
different
cool.
evidence.
So let's do this. You are saying somebody should be convicted because somebody wrote down what they thought happened?
If that's that, I mean, we know that from our own court of law. If that's the evidence, only evidence, that's the evidence.
Yeah, but you're probably getting off. If the only evidence is that somebody just wrote it down, I like we would call that a corrupt trial.
I don't think so. If that's the only evidence, it would be up to the jury or the lawyers or the judge to be like, okay, is this good enough or is this not good enough? But it's still evidence. That's the point. It's still
No, no,
evidence.
they would be able to present it as evidence. Yes, they would. We agree there. I'm not one of those people that think testimony is not evidence. It is evidence. It's just the suckiest of evidence. And you're right. There was
And
a
that's
point in
and it,
time, and like we can go back to like when they were still like Jim Crow shit. Somebody could just say something, and dude is dead. You
yeah,
like
yeah.
you think that's good evidence?
I mean, so if it's, I mean, I guess I wouldn't be able to compare that because if it was a lie, then
Well, that's my
that's not
point,
good
brother.
evidence.
That's my point, brother. Like, why could not somebody? Why couldn't somebody either be mistaken, which eyewitness evidence is usually mistaken, right? Then why can't somebody just be lying? There's three options here. Somebody's telling the truth, somebody is mistaken, or somebody's lying. Like, do you agree
So
with all of those options?
I mean, I would be fine with the one that someone is lying, but for me, I wouldn't understand why people across different age, different time periods, different cultures, basically different everything, all was telling the same story or the same truth. Like why are they all lying? That's my point. That would be my point. Like why what incentive do they have all to lie?
I would I
One or
would
the other
I
point.
would say this, and we've seen it. Um, Even in politics, we've seen people that think they're doing what's right. I don't call those people liars. Even if they're wrong, they're not liars. There are people that I think are evil and they think what they're doing is best for everybody. I don't call them liars, right? So there are people that do think that what they're doing is correct. And then there's people that are obviously knowing what they're doing is they don't even believe it. Do you agree with that? There's people that are out there that
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't. All right.
Yep.
So all of these things are true so far. And then we have the people that just believe it but can't prove it. That's a thing, right? No, there's four more. There's one more. There's one more. You believe it and you can't prove it.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I think there are people like that. Yeah, I mean, I think for the one that you talked about with politics, there's incentive behind that.
Yeah, but the incentive for, even in our beginning of our discussion, the incentive for you to keep going with your questions was I don't like the answer that I got. That's an incentive to believe in God. You didn't like the answer. Like, you don't like that everything could be happening for no reason. And that's okay. Like, I don't like
No, no,
I don't even like my answer, but I don't make up anything just because I don't like my answer.
I still wouldn't call it made up. I think the evidence is there. Like I don't think anybody in 2026 is making up religion or making up. Well, maybe there are some made up religions in 2026, but I don't think anybody's making up the Bible in 2026. I think the Bible is what it is, and people in 2026 are reading it to understand, see if they're convinced of the God that's in it.
All right, 1 second. Fern, again, thank you very much. Super chat. The Bible is an edited pile of inconsistent copies of lost autographs. Ooh, excuse me. Reporting heresy. We can't investigate much of it. Yeah, I mean that's a fair point. I'll let you answer that. What do you think?
Mhm. So that's fine. And like we already talked about, like it's still evidence. So now if you believe it's a lie, or if you believe it's heresy, or all those things you just said, that's fine. that you would say that evidence is weak, and then you'll be unconvinced.
Okay, I mean, I agree with that, but my thing is, what would it? Here's a question: what would it take for you to believe the Bible? I'm not going to say lie, but they were just wrong. What would it look like? What would I need to show you? There we go. What would I need to show you to show you that? Yeah, I repeated myself,
That
but you get my point.
that part I don't know, because I haven't found anything that would convince me enough to say, "Oh, okay, this is false or wrong," or I disagree.
Like nothing?
And I found that in other religions that I've tried to study or
Wait.
try to research. But
All right, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you think about it again. Like, really, are you saying nothing in the Bible, literally, nothing in the Bible has made you think that it could be wrong?
correct, there's nothing in the Bible that I have found so far that makes me think that it's false or wrong. If you
Nothing in
got
the
something, you tell me.
nothing in nothing. Like, I don't understand how that's possible. Nothing in
Maybe I
the.
missed something. I've read the Bible a couple times. Maybe I missed something. What are you saying? What are you saying that you think is false?
All right. Golly. I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna let you respond, and then we have somebody waiting, so I'm gonna let them jump in here because we've been
Okay, yeah.
talking a little bit. Um, God, I'm trying to like. There's so many. I'm trying to get the best one so we can end the call on a good one. Um. All right, I think this is a good one because I've been wanting to discuss this one. Um, Jesus's lineage is supposed to come from who? What line?
Line of David.
Right. Okay. So if Jesus, or sorry, hold on. Before we skip to that, how are lineages known?
What do you Can you explain that a little bit? What do you mean by that?
How do I know what line you come from? How?
Oh, you go back through your parents.
Who though? There's a very specific.
I
You
mean, well,
you go
I
back
would
through a parent. You're correct, but there's
I would
one parent you go through.
I would disagree on that.
But yeah, I
But
know.
you,
But just say what I'm saying
yeah,
first.
yeah, yeah. You would say you go back through the father, but
All right, you go through the
uh,
father, and then go
yeah.
ahead. I'll let you say what you're gonna say first.
I was gonna say I would say you go back through the parent.
Okay, so can you show me um a verse that they go back through the mother's lineage?
They I don't have it up in front of me. I would have to pull it up, but there's a passage that shows the lineage from through his mother and through his father.
Okay, so if that's the case, if you're going to say it goes back through Mary, where does Mary's lineage end up? It doesn't
From
end
what
up.
I
It
read,
doesn't end up with David.
it does go back to David.
All right, so let me check myself here. All right, and this will be our end one here. I like this conversation, bro. Let's see here. We just want to know Mary's lineage, right? Are we agreeing on that search?
Yep. Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up too.
Okay. Okay. And we need Mary to be from the line of David, right?
Yep.
All right.
So I think I found it. So it's Luke 3.
You cut out.
I think I found it. It's Luke 3,
Yeah, I see Luke
Luke
3.
chapter 3, verse 23. So let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
Yeah, it says Luke 20 or Luke 3:23, right?
Yeah.
All right, so let me pull that up. Go to the what is that Bible thing? Bible. I forgot the link. Go ahead and you can read first. So we're going Luke 3:23. I'll let you read first. I'm
I'm not
just
gonna be
looking
able
at
to.
them.
'Cause I'm on the phone, so I have to
Oh,
push
okay.
the
No,
button.
no, no, no worries. You're good.
But I have it up in front of me.
Yeah. All right. No worries. Let me do this. And you're not saying that since Mary was married to Joseph that counts, right? Because my point is that Joseph
No, it's
is not the lineage at all.
so from my understanding, Joseph's lineage goes back to King Solomon, and then Mary's lineage goes back to David. And Luke Luke chapter 3 verse 23 shows that lineage as it goes. I guess as it goes back to David.
All right. So who is Eli or Heli? You know who Heli is? I might have said that wrong.
Sorry,
H
it's the
H H.
son of
Yeah.
son of somebody, the son of somebody with a complicated name. Madat.
So who is Eli's descendants or ancestors? Sorry.
Say that again.
I said who are Heli's ancestors? Is it David? Does it track back to David?
Like,
Right, and it says Heli. Like, who is Heli? Right, is that actually Mary's father? Because I knew this is where it was going, but I don't know if you know this. Like, who is Heli? And I could be saying that message
oh,
wrong.
yeah, it says the son of Madat, and it goes back through all the names.
Right. So Heli is Joseph's father.
Oh, maybe I'm missing that. Is that what it says?
Right. So we have Heli, Joseph's father, right? And then you have what some Christians will say is that it's actually meant that it's Mary's father and that Joseph is the son in law. So that's part of the contradictions that are going on here. So Luke, right? Like Luke doesn't say that Mary is the daughter of Heli. It says Joseph in Luke. So if in Luke, you should see that Joseph is the son of Heli. Do you see that?
My Bible uses a different terminology. So I don't see that. It says it was thought of Joseph, the son of Heli.
Son of Heli. All right, so let's do that. Let's I think that's good to end on. We'll both look into that, you look into that, and then we'll talk again on that. But that I think that is a key right there as to where it's part of the contradictions in the Bible as to where they have to change things because it's like, well, wait, who is Joseph's father? That's my main point. You should look into like, wait, who do we say Joseph's father is?
Yeah, yeah.
Right?
I'm gonna read up on it just so we can come back to it.
Yeah. So definitely appreciate you, bro. So we'll do that. We'll end there. I definitely enjoyed the chat. You guys kept me here for 2 hours again. I said I was gonna leave.
Oh
you
man.
guys, you guys can thank Troy here for keeping me on. I'm still gonna go make this damn video after this, but we got one more caller, and then I'll let you end it, Troy. Go ahead and go from there.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'll let you have the last word there. I like to let you like other people have the last word. Go ahead.
I couldn't hear what you had to say. But if you let
Oh,
somebody else on, it was good talking with you. I'll talk with you another time.
all right, brother. Take care, man.
All right.
Yep. Peace. Oh, hold up. I don't have my audio. That's my bad. All right, I think you can hear me now, right? Hello. Testing, testing. All right, hold up. Allow. How about now? Can you hear me? Testing. Da, 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 da. Hello. Hello. Ah, there it is. I was muted. I'm an idiot. I'm muted. Can you hear me now? I see your cam. Can you hear me? Test, test, test. I see your face. You look serious. You're frozen, so I don't know how serious you are right now. I mean, I see you're moving your mouth. Let me see. You want to try the Discord, brother? Because if you can't hear me, I don't know what to tell you. Got my audio settings. Yeah, it says I'm rolling. Let me message you. Like I swear I hear your background, so you're definitely on here. Oh man. Yeah, the Jesus bloodline thing I think's interesting. Dang, did we have that much of a delay? Can you try the Discord, dude? Do you mind trying in the Discord? If I put the Discord in chat? Mute, unmute. Test, test. Hello, hello. There's trouble no matter what we do, man. Oh, good. Like, I don't know. I swear I hear something. Let me, yeah, just try to reconnect or go to Discord. That sucks. I haven't talked to whoever that was before, so I'm always excited to talk to new people. So let's see if they join Discord instead. Oh, they're coming back. All right, let's see. Hello? Yeah, I'm sorry, bro. Oh, wait, is that you? Well, I'm in Discord. Oh, hold up. I can invite you. Is that you? Here, go to the backstage. Backstage. There you go. Go here. If that's you. All right, this will be our last person. I'm gonna give them time to join, just because I hate that people trying and it doesn't work. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh, you're not the one that's trying. Oh. all good, man. All right, well, that's tough. I'm gonna wait a moment. Let's just chat it up a bit. I want to give the person a chance to join. I'm not gonna just leave people. Like I said, I hear the background. I guess they just can't hear me. I hear the background. Yeah, not sure what's going on. But we'll give it a few more minutes, but I do have to go after this so I can work on this video. I got to eat too. I got a really good video for y'all. Like, you guys are going to like this one tomorrow. Jay should have been a lab scientist. No spoilers because it's too good. You probably already have seen what I'm gonna do a video on. It's going like the video I looked at. It was already at 28K like views, and it was like the first few hours in, like the first like 8-10 hours, something like that. Okay, he's gonna try another time. That sucks. I never spoken to him, and I'm always excited to speak to new people. So I don't know what's going on. But all right, guys, and ladies, brothers, sisters, family. Thanks for Troy calling in, our only caller. Somebody brave enough to step up. So I definitely appreciate it. So keep thinking, guys. Keep thinking, Troy. And make me think as well. I do appreciate that. So that'll be it for today, guys. I'll get the video out tomorrow morning. I'm going to go see what the wife is doing and then see if I have time to make this video. Oh, I'm going to make it. I just need to have her let me make it. Because I need it like quiet in here. So unfortunately, she'll have to stay out of the room for the moment. So she's very nice. So I appreciate it. All right, guys. As always, I'm Jay. Don't forget to throw away your feelings, open your minds, and question your beliefs. If you want to continue any conversations, join the Discord. Share the Discord if you have it. Everybody's welcome to join there. I only have a few rules. Be respectful. Answer questions. And don't just preach. That's it. If you're just preaching and not answering questions, we'll start having to do stuff about it. But that's not what I'm about. If you have proof of something, prove it. That's it. It's that simple. I'm a place where, like, yes, if you have evidence, prove it. I will join you. If you have the secret to life, I will join you. I promise. Just prove it. Oh, my light went out right on time. I was trying to time it correctly, guys. But anyways, guys, that's it. Peace. Take care, guys.